Okay. Vita. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Division is
And
tough,
nobody
man.
says the IBF champion's name. Is he the
No.
boogeyman?
Yes, that guy. Yes. Now with the way he destroyed Tim Zoo, I mean, people was like worrying about this guy. Like you're not trying to go up there against this guy. But I feel like he could be more like Matias was, though. Matias was the boogeyman, but Paro went there and beat him. He didn't dominate him, but he won the fight.
Yeah.
And he was in the fight. He wasn't blasted out. So, it's like, you might have to take your chance with that. So you never know what I'm saying? Just because he looked like that against this guy, maybe not so much against you.
Hey, say, big boss how K-Po. You heard that audio. Before I get my salute, until time don't last. The people do not sell. Call them if I lie, maybe matter. Peak game, 84's one swing. Bernie the boxer confirmed something that I've been saying. See, this is the thing about Bernie. When Bernie not talking about, oh, dude, okay, he be on point. He know boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say Bernie know his stuff. Right? He was talking about 154. Right? Of course, they was talking about Jambu Sinis and Virgil Ortiz, but then they start talking about the other fighters at 154. And he said the division is popping. Right? He said Sebastian Fundora, man, that's a tough fight for anybody. Jay Will, come on, brother. Jay Will, who is Sebastian Fundora? Who is that? No, you know who Sebastian Fundora is. Stop playing, bro. That boy tried to hit that Snoop Dogg. Who? Who is Sebastian Fundora? Nah, you know who he is, bro. You know who that boy is, man. That boy coming down, knocking boys' heads off the ground. You know what I'm saying? But Sebastian Fundora, he talked about him. He talked about Xander Zayas. He said Xander Zayas is the weakest champion at 154, right? He talked about Abbas. I don't know how to say his last name. Which he's in a unification with Xander Zayas. And he talked about the boogeyman. Mr. Allah Akbar, Bakhram Murtazailev. Right? Bakhram Murtazailev, he said he the boogeyman at 154. He even said, he said, look, dudes don't want to fight him, bro. I told y'all, how are you the champion? Right? When you become a champion, everybody want to fight you, right? Okay? That's just what it is. When you the champion, everybody wants to fight you. Why is it he the champion? Nobody want to fight that man, bro. Nobody. Nobody like, I'll fight him. Nobody. Right? Okay? Eric Salubin, we got to keep it 1,000. He just got stopped by Virgil Ortiz. How he looked, if he would have gotten that Murtazailev, hey, man, stretcher. That's all I got to say. Stretcher. Bakhram Murtazailev is nothing to play with, bro. You feel me? I keep telling y'all this. That dude is different, bro. Them Russians with them beards and they Muslim, they different. You know what I'm saying? They different, bro. That's all I gotta say. They different. Just look at the last couple of fighters that came out of Russia with beards. You got Khabib, Ahmed, I don't know how to say his name. The Lord signed the sun in my car. And I gotta get animated when I talk about these guys, man. Pause, cause it's like, bro, these boys, man, they different, right? They different. It's another one. I forgot his name in the UFC. It's a whole bunch of them. It's another one called the Mike Tyson. You heard that black dude talk about how the dude hit him so hard he hurt his brain move? And he said every hit hurt? Bro, I don't know what they got going over there. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know. But you ain't making it, man. You ain't making it, bro. You know what I mean? But to get back on topic, Bakhram Murtazailev, how are you a champion and nobody want to fight you? Nobody's trying. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. What they're going to do is this. They're trying to freeze Bakhram Murtazailev out so he can move up in weight and drop the belts. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's what's going to happen. I don't think nobody going to fight him, bro. Because it ain't the fact they scared of him. It's how he going to make you look. Right? He going to make you look bad, bro, in the loss. Right? Because it's not the fact that they scared to fight. It's how you look in the loss. Right? I don't think fighters are afraid to lose. I think fighters are afraid of how they're gonna look in the loss, right? Because that can hurt your stock. You can lose to somebody, and you know it ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, I lost. You know, dang, I lost. Okay, cool. Right? I'll bounce back. Right? But when you get sparked, like you looking crazy in there, like you drunk. Lord, sign the sun in my car. Thank you, Lord. That's when they mess with your money, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's when they mess with your brand. You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. When you get sparked like that, when you get body bagged, when you get toe tagged like Tim Tszyu did. And I told you, Tim Tszyu was looked at as, now granted, he was coming off a loss to Sebastian Fundora, but it was a contested loss. It wasn't like, he got knocked out like the last time. It was contested. You know what I'm saying? It was a competitive fight. And he just had his head split open. He couldn't see, But then he, ran into Bakhram Murtazailev, and Bakhram Murtazailev did him dirty in a worse way. Like, in a worse way, like Aaron Plummer say, in a worse way, in a real way. Did him dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't expect that. I picked Tim Tszyu to beat Bakhram. I was like, man, he finna, who was that? Oh, man. Bro, that man destroyed Tim Tszyu. Like, was the first one to, like, bro. So just imagine what he's going to do to everybody else at 54. I think Bakhram Murtazailev can become undisputed at 154. I'm not going to lie to you. He's slow, right? But he got, I won't say elite counter ability, but his countering is top tier. You could tell, like, the stuff he drill in the gym. You could look at him and watch him fight. That left hook that he caught Tim Tszyu on, he was drilling that. You could tell. Right? Like, he executed it to perfection. He caught on the glove, boom! He caught in the hook, boom, hook. I was like, oh my God, man, that was crazy work, my bro. You feel me? Like, we got to keep it 1,000, man. Like, and I think his toughest fight, Bakhram's toughest fight, may be Fundora. Right? Because of the height. Like, he got a lot of length to him. But I think he beat everybody at 154. I'm not going to lie to you. So I think what they're going to try to do is try to, make him go to 160 because he can't get fights. He's already expressed frustration about how he got to sit, on the shelf. He like, bro, like, I'm trying to, he was in negotiations with Lubin. Lubin went and fought Virgil Ortiz, right? Lubin was like, man, I was going to be waiting a while. I'm like, man, you fighting for a title. You went and fought Virgil Ortiz to have the rights to fight Sebastian Fundora. If you would have fought Bakhram, you would have had an opportunity to fight for a title. Right? So, I think he knew, like, man, I ain't trying to lose all crazy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, I think Bakhram gonna have to move up to 160. And even at 160, I would like to see him fight Janibek. Right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I would like that. You know what I mean? I want to see Bakhram Murtazailev versus Janibek. I want to see who win that fight. You know what I mean? Now that's a 50-50 fight. You know, I don't know how Murtazailev will look at 160, right? Because sometimes it can be a good thing. People move up in weight and it affects them in a good way. Sometimes it affects people in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is that when I look at Bakhram Murtazailev at 154, he's a problem. He's a problem, and nobody want to solve it. That's what it boils down to. That man, you know. Now, Bernie the Boxer said a very interesting thing. He said, hey, look, Super Matias was looked at as a boogeyman at 140 until Paro beat him, right? True, but the thing about Super Matias is he got kind of like a style to where if a pure boxer got in there with him, they could beat him. Bakhram Murtazailev got a different type of style to where it's like, you know, I don't see nobody being able to beat him unless they willing to deal with that power. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe if you're faster than him, you may be able to throw in between his shots. You're going to have to throw when he throws. But other than that, like, I'm sorry, bro. It's just a little different. Bakhram is a different cat. You know? So, we shall see how this thing goes, bro. I'm very interested to see what fights he gonna get, but that boy, Mr. Allah Akbar, that man right there, bro, is a problem at 154. Nobody want to fight him. And let me know what y'all think. Boss go.